amongst yourselves. You weren't sure where you were coming from. I was picturing like an Elvis interest from the ceiling, just flying across the crowd. So, I don't know. Next time.
Like that.
Probably won't.
Can you guys hear me? I don't speak as loudly as my brother does, so I need the microphone. He's the loudest talker in the world.
Is he the loudest talker in the world? Does he not need those megaphones on set?
No, he uses one also. In addition to being the loudest speaker in the world, he's talking also through microphones. I don't know a megaphone.
No, you're fine. It's a great.
Now, do you have the same treatment as everyone else on set, or is there any deficit going on, or is it actually treated worse?
No, there's no. It's it's like it's kind of the most boring answer to that question, but really he doesn't treat me any differently, basically, than the other actors, except for the fact that we have a shorthand for working together. So if anything, I think our process is even more efficient than it is sometimes for actors and directors, because we've been doing it for so long. We're both we're both total perfectionists in our work. So I'm very focused on what I'm doing. He's very focused on what he's doing. He's my boss. I'm aware of the director. Like there's really good communication, and the truth is that he's as good of a director as I work with. So it's like there's not a whole lot of, we're friends, we joke around,
right?
Like anybody does, but there's not a whole lot of like brotherly, like he's not giving me we're both very focused on making the movie as good as we possibly can.
Speaking of which movie are you going to be like? I have not heard your name.
I know we're going to just double team
both sides. So anyway, yeah, so I just finished Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. We finished shooting about 3 weeks ago, and after about 6 months down at Pinewood Studios in Atlanta, and I was, in addition to playing 2 roles in Guardians, I played Kraglin, and I also played Rocket on set, even though reference for the hands and face of Rocket, essentially. And then I was also flying back to LA to work on Gilmore Girls, which I believe they don't have an official release date yet, but I think it's going to be around November. So I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. So if I'm not, pretend like you heard it.
I heard something else.
Just email Netflix.
Yeah. No, but they don't quite know yet, but it's going to be sometime later this year. Guardians 2 will be out in May 5th.
What's that? Are you going to still together?
I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
So it's a plot twist.
I believe, I can tell you that Rainey Bell, who plays Lulu, is a lovely young actress, and I believe I can tell you she will be appearing in reboot, but I don't think I can tell you anything about mine. There's a lot of things I can't tell you guys today, so I'm going to do my best to try to not get fired or incite the ire of Marvel and Disney.
That's the worst people to honestly draw the ire.
It's real though, too. It's real. Like you say one thing in an interview, it's like I don't even know people are paying attention.
Yeah.
And the next day, I'll get a call or something. It's like, don't say that in an interview.
I'm going to throw all my questions out now.
Day one, they show you a video. This is what will happen to you.
Yeah, no, it's legit. I mean, the NDAs are a real thing. They get very, very angry if you spoil something. So
one of the questions I wanted to hit you with personally was, what was it like getting pet by Mr. Batista?
I was just talking about that scene today. That scene is really kind of special to me because it's a scene where Rocket's not speaking in that scene, so a lot of times, particularly in the first movie, I wasn't doing the reference work if he wasn't speaking in some scenes.
Yeah.
In that scene I did, and Dave really wanted me to be there, and so we're really just, I'm acting in the middle of the scene there. But a lot of times fans come up and they're like, oh, was it hard to keep a straight face? I'm like, I'm literally crying in that photograph.
Yeah.
Oh, you let me know that. I'm like, well, I just lost my best friend in the world. So I'm like acting the scene. But I love Batista. He's one of the greatest dudes, period, to work with. He's an awesome actor. I think he's amazing in the second movie.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
He blew me away, honestly.
He's great.
That was great.
He had to beat out a lot of great actors to get that role. And he did it from the strength of his awesome acting man has impeccable comic time, and that is very difficult. That is very difficult
Yeah, I agree.
as an actor. Anyway.
So about the resurrection of Gilmore Girls.
Yes.
This is me talking as kind of
From the dead.
I have a lot of Gilmore Girls questions. For me, season 1, and I'm talking as me here, so don't make some people will agree. Season 7 was kind of like oh man, like it seemed like not really, it didn't kind of end as maybe as powerful as like some people wanted it to. Maybe.
Right.
So with that, was that something you had heard that after the fact from people?
Well, it was an unusual situation for Gilmore Girls in that, first of all, we didn't know for sure whether we were going to continue or not. And it's not that we were waiting for the network. The network actually wanted to continue the show, but the actors had their contracts up, and they were kind of on the fence about whether they wanted to continue to do it. Number one, because the hours were outrageous for Gilmore Girls. It's a lot of shooting. It's like we shoot almost 2 to 1 in terms of number of pages of an average TV show because of all the quick dialogue. But then also, Amy Palladino, the creator of the show, had sort of been unceremoniously disconnected from the show for season 7. So it wasn't her baby anymore, and the show just felt a little different. I have tremendous respect for the people who had to step into those shoes and try to carry the show on without her there. And I think they did a valiant job, but there was something that felt fundamentally different about the show in the final season. Some people like it more, some people don't notice, some people like it more, some don't, you know. But it felt different. And so to go back and have her stamp on it, have her kind of leading the charge and telling the story and ending it the way that she wanted to tell it felt right. And it kind of felt necessary.
Necessary is a good word.
Yeah.
I feel like the characters of that show, and that's what brought me in. And the main two, that's great, and they were great people. But what sold me was the other cast that just lifted everything else up. And so having that kind of become the thing now is really exciting.
I appreciate that. I think that I think Gilmore Girls. I think people really appreciate the texture of having a small town where you kind of know everyone, and there's a community feel to Stars Hollow that I think a lot of people wish they had maybe more than they do in their own lives. And that's certainly the relationships with I think everybody wants to have that close of a relationship with their parents or whatever.
Well, you're in Nebraska now, so this is a
I am.
state made up of small towns.
I like Nebraska.
A lot of people are from a small town here who end up in Omaha or whatever. But Stars Hollow, with these quirky characters, people from small towns can kind of be like, oh my gosh, we've got quirky characters in our small town.
Yeah.
It kind of resonates, I think, with some of the smaller townspeople.
I think, you'll have to tell me who the Kirk is in your hometown. I'm not sure I want to meet all those Kirks.
That'd be a great Kirk party.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Speaking of Kirk, if I remember right, in the very first maybe episode or 2, your character was not Kirk. They had a different name. Is that right?
Yes. What happened was in the first episode, I played a DSL installer, which shows both my age and the show today. Because that was in 2001. And the character's name was Mick. He just introduces himself as "Hi, I'm Mick." And then when it was just supposed to be a one-time deal, and then when they called me to book me again, I since got the whole story, but they called me to book me again a couple episodes later, and I was like, am I playing the same character? Is it because now he's a delivery guy, or is it a different character? And I kind of wasn't sure for the first couple of times. And then they're like, no, this is the same guy, he just has a different job. And I was like, okay. And then Amy just quite simply forgot that she had named the character.
That's funny.
And so then when she introduced, so then in an episode, in the third or fourth episode that I'm in, where I'm with Miss Patty, I say I'm Kirk, and it's like, she thought she was giving me a name there, You'd already done it. Yeah, so it's like, oh well, just a little one of those for fans. No, because it's in, I was terrified of her back then.
You're like, all right, I'm Kirk. All right.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, because I'm here. Showed up for work, so I'll say what you want me to say. So so the character had a different name on the first episode.
Him having different jobs can consistently was probably one of the smartest like character things for Kirk. Because like every so often, I think someone even asked me like, "What was your favorite job of Kirk?" And I was like, "Well, this is my favorite one." But it was just great that that was always a thing.
Well, you know what happened was they were casting a guy who delivered swans to a wedding like 2 episodes later, and she saw actors audition for it, and she kept saying to the casting director, "I want a guy like that guy who played the PSO install on the first episode." And then at the end of the casting session, Jamie Rudofsky, who also cast the reboot, who's an awesome casting director and a friend of mine, said to Amy, "Why don't you just bring that guy back and just not explain it, just have him show up?" And it was like, that's kind of interesting. Let me think about that. And I know that Amy's father had been an actor, and he would pop up a couple of times doing different things on on like the Van Dyke Show and stuff like that. And so she was kind of into the idea, so she gave it the weekend and then said, "Yeah, cast that guy and call that guy." I'm so grateful that she did. But for the whole first almost season and a half that I did Gilmore Girls, I mean, I was 20 episodes in, and every time I thought it was going to be my last episode. I thought the joke was going to wear thin and be like, they're going to stop calling me after this. And it wasn't really until they started to give my character a backstory that I was like, oh, I think I'm here to stay. I think they're going to keep me around. And then I became a regular in season 3. So anyway, but
Your interactions with the actor, his name's the guy who played Luke,
Scott Patterson.
Your interactions with Luke are some of the best, and for me at least, some of the coolest character type moments. I mean, such a different kind of dichotomy of character.
Thank you. It's fun to have, when you've got good words, it's fun to do that type of acting. When the script is good, like, it's incredibly fun, and it makes our job so much easier, and it makes us look better with actors. So I've been very, very fortunate to work with great words, to have great writers doing stuff that I'm working on, which is awesome.
So your nickname is the Judge.
That's true.
I kind of wanted to ask a little bit about that. If there was a story you can tell, if you can't, that's fine.
But I think it's because I'm the youngest of 6. My brother Matt says I'm smug and judgmental. I actually think that's not true. I consider myself very non-judgmental, actually. But I think that because I was the youngest, it's not always easy to have your opinions taken seriously. So I kind of formulated this way of speaking where I would say, I would just say what I thought as though it were the truth. And I'd have a way of, of asserting my opinion very forcefully, not forcefully, but very articulate. You just did, with a sort of finality, and people like the nickname the Judge and stuff. So I don't know. It's a pretty cool nickname. So
It's a great nickname.
Away from it.
Some people think
if I can ask. My brother Matt.
Oh,
Yeah, it was my brother Matt. But it caught on pretty quickly, so. But
It
anyway.
must have some resonance. I mean, it's
Yeah, no, we can talk about it. We can talk about Bart. Should we take some questions?
Let's take some questions. Yeah.
Right on my
Well, I wonder if you could read something, and I just wonder what your response to it would be.
We vetted this. Oh, hi. This is Bart Thompson, and this is from her. This is from her Facebook thread, and she says, "To my brother James, get to meet your brother at Comic-Con today. Woo." And then James replies, "He's such an a-hole."
That's a brother.
That's the kind of comment I would expect from a narcissist egomaniac. So, not necessarily from him, but I'm just saying that might be something an egomaniac might say. I actually got to be careful. I can't say much about he. As far as having a good brother goes, I'm definitely in the black. So I should, I always temper. It's fun to call him, to make up stories about him, call him names, and tell people he's a jerk in real life. But the truth is, he's been very kind to me professionally and personally, and like he's awesome. So.
We were sharing that what we like is that he's very interactive
Oh yeah.
with people he doesn't know.
He's so great with his fans. I think when my brother James, when he was he was really into comic books and into movies and stuff when he was a kid, and he really idolized the people who he respected. So I think now that he's had some success, it's just very important to him to give back and to not to be an accessible person, not be like some sort of like impenetrable fortress, but to like answer his fans and interact with them. And with social media, you can do that to such a large extent now. It's pretty great. And I admire the hell out of him for that. I think he's great at it. Yes?
Did you take anything from the Guardian set?
Did I take anything from the Guardian set? I took the back of my chair that has my name on it, which is standard. I think that's sort of normal. The only thing I took was when I would do Rocket on set, I wore, in the second movie, I was able to wear a gray tracksuit rather than having to wear that horrifying green onesie. That like flesh, fitting onesie. So I was in a tracksuit, which was much more comfortable and looked a lot cooler. And wardrobe at one point, like a few weeks into shooting, I came in and they had sewed a little raccoon patch on it. Like on the thing, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And so I took that tracksuit. So over here. Yeah.
Oh, so when you're like away on like a long film shoot or something, do any of your cats accompany you?
When I'm away with my cats.
Yeah, like for a shoot like.
When I went to I have 3 cats. More if you include some of the other animals that end up finding their way to my house and show up on me. We feed. But when I went to Georgia for 6 months, I did bring one of my cats with me. I drove out, so that at the end of a long day, it was incredibly nice to go home and have a buddy there that I could hang out with. In the back. Hi.
You talked about wearing the green onesie from the whole cabin I just have to ask, what was it like to have your head scratched by professional wrestler David while you were wearing a green onesie?
Well, we were just talking about that earlier at the beginning. It's like that was one of my favorite. That scene is very close to me. It was like I love Bautista. I love working with him. He's a great actor. He's a good friend, and that was a very it was a very serious acting moment. There wasn't anything funny about it really when we were doing it. And it was at the end of a long. We took several days to shoot that whole end sequence. And that was towards the end of it. So we were exhausted, and there was a lot of, there's some tricky stuff in there to shoot. So I remember that scene very fondly. I think it's a lot funnier to fans who see the photo than it was to me while I was inside of it. But anyway, yeah, thanks. Yes, sir.
Do you know if there was any plans of trying to get Batista into the classic purple and gold escape from the first comic appearance?
Oh, I think, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how many incarnations of design they went through with the characters. I know that there was a lot. There was one scene in the first Guardians that we cut was of Drax explaining to Rocket all. It was a great scene actually. It just didn't flow and it didn't quite work with the vision, but where Drax explaining all his tattoos and what they all mean, and how they tell his life story. It's a cool moment. But I don't know as far as if he ever looked more like he does in the comic books. I don't think so, but I don't know. Yes.
I wanted to know who came up with the idea for Cat Kirk?
Cat Kirk and pretty much everything that ever came out of Gilmore Girls is the brainchild of Amy Sherman Palladino. She is the creative guru her husband, Dan, is her right-hand man, so he assists on a lot of things, but basically everything came from Amy, including Catherine. Yeah, I don't think she knew how. I mean, I don't think she knew how like that I was active in cat rescue and how much I love cats. We're starting to kind of happen even more after Cat Birth. For those who don't know, there's a famous actor. There's an episode of Gilmore where Kirk gets a cat and he names him Kirk. Just like I always like the name. It's a nice name. And then he's calling him, and then so then his mother has to call him Cat Kirk and Kirk, human Kirk. Hilarity ensues. Yes. Thank you for having me in Iowa.
What was it like to work with Chris Pratt? Did you get a lot of interaction with him and stuff?
Yeah, I work closely with Chris almost every day, or did, for the shoot. And Chris is he's the real deal. He's a great guy. I mean, one of the greatest things about doing Guardians is that my brother really does his homework before he casts people, and he doesn't like to work with jerks and bring-it-ons. And so all of those people are really nice, good people. And so I don't, there's nothing dishy I can say about them. It's like, Chris and Zoe and David and Karen and Tom, who's been giving me, and Rooker. Oh no, Rooker's an ass. But everyone else is cool. And Kurt Russell was great. Yes.
Couple questions. One, what was the scene that took the longest or you had the most takes in the first Guardian?
Okay.
And then, how many different directors have you worked with in your career?
The second question I couldn't begin to answer because I've done so much episodic television. I'm sure that the number of directors I've worked with in my career is easily is probably around 200, I would think. Because there's probably at least 40 different ones on maybe 150. The scene that took the longest to shoot from the first Guardians movie. That's a good question because it's like some sequences take really long. A lot of times, things with a lot of cuts and a lot of action can take it very, very tedious to shoot. It's a luxury on a big movie to do this, but the 12% of the land scene, we got to take a whole day to shoot that scene, which is like nice to have that kind of time to really sit with the scene and make it, work it so that it's right and so that it really works. I don't have to get back to that. I'm not sure what the ones. A lot of the stuff in the bar, like the fight scene, that took a while. Follow up.
Were there any pranksters on set or anybody that put different objects in different scenes to throw you off?
No, there's not usually a whole lot of that because people are, tend to be pretty professional, except Roger. And there was an incident in the second movie where two characters were rehearsing a very emotional scene, and they look up and Roger's got his showing his bare ass and door, and they're like, they're like almost crying, and then look up and Roger's like,
It's kind of ties into the thing I was wondering was, you're actually funny people you're working with. John C. Reilly.
yes.
And so, I mean, are they just kind of zoned in on the part, or are they kind of being funny all day? And you're having to work with that.
No, I mean they're funny. They're not. It's not like they're, doing stand-up comedy all day. But but Riley's hilarious, and Pratt is hilarious. And so there's a lot of joking around. My brother and Pratt can go pretty deep into their giggling fits. Yes, sir.
So your mention of the exploding the tattoo scenes got me thinking about that. Is that what led up to the fight in the bar? And then as a follow-up question, were there any other scenes from the first one that you just really wish could have got in there but just didn't?
I don't know. I tend to stay out of the guessing game of if I think things should have gone in or not. I totally understand why the scene, and I'm not directing the movie, so it's not my job to even have an opinion about that, really. But they, I totally understand why the scene was cut with the tattoos. It's like it's pace. You never know. It's hard until the movie's cut for the first time to know exactly what the pace is all the time. And sometimes, that scene is sort of like very quiet, and it's like you just couldn't really have a quiet scene there. But no, it was always just going to be a time cut where at some point this was going fine between Rocket and Drax, and then at some point it goes south, but we never saw how it went south. It's always left your imagination, which I actually think is funnier. Because now you're allowed to think of whatever you want for how all of a sudden Drax and Rocket started fighting. Yeah. Yes, sir. Good question. What led me to acting in my all-time favorite project? I wanted to be an actor from the time I was old enough to know what a profession was. That's honestly true. I'm not one of those, it always kind of bugs me when actors say I can never do anything else, because it's not true. I think I could have probably done a lot of different things, but I never wanted to do anything else. And I've loved performing as a kid. I have 5 older siblings, and I used to like being the center of attention. I liked when they stopped what they were doing and were watching me. I grew to like acting for different reasons as I got older. When I got a little bit older and I started to learn what the craft was about, it became more, now I love acting because I think it brings me closer to people. I try to look at the world through their eyes, and it helps me be more compassionate to everybody in a world that is increasingly seems less compassionate. But my all-time favorite project, is the honest truth, is the movie we just finished, Guardians 2. It is my absolute favorite thing I've ever worked on, and that is the truth. I'm very excited to see it. I hope that it comes out as magically as it felt to make it. But I'm out of the process now. All I do is kind of put my heart into it, and then it's just an active kid, and then it's out there.
What's that? The first Guardian, you were doing the first Guardian. Did you feel that when you were doing it?
Yeah, the weird thing about it, people, said, I get that question a lot. Did I expect? Was I surprised by the success of Guardians? And in some ways, I feel like I was less surprised than just about everybody in the world, because I just knew it. I had a front row seat for it. I wasn't making the movie until I really started shooting. I wasn't part of the process. I've been in a lot of the screen tests with the actors. My brother found snake talking occasionally, but for the most part, I'm out of it until we start shooting. And but I just knew how good the script was, and I knew that my brother is a maniac, and that he would drop dead before he would let the movie not be great, and that he would have, that he would be on top of every single thing. And I felt like that combination, great script, director who's passionate and knows what he's doing, and then you combine that with, Disney and Marvel able to promote it once it's made. I had a great feeling about it all along. I did not know it was going to be as big of a hit as it was, but I always thought it was going to be a successful movie. I think even more than like my brother and Chris did in some ways, Not that I think they were just more afraid because they have so much more on the line. If that movie, if Guardians is a flop, I'm fine. Basically, it's like I could go on and do my next project. But my brother and Chris Pratt, they have a lot right now. I don't want to name names, but if you can name some names who they flop with something like that, it's hard.